Everyone, welcome back. So for this video, I wanted to talk about three sides to relationships because just we often get so caught up in our own perspective, our own experience of what's happening that we don't see the other point of views, and it can cause friction, especially if you're not someone who is communicating effectively to work through situations. So when you're having difficulties with people, not just intimate relationships, friends, anyone in your life, you have to understand that there's your perspective, which is already biased and distorted based on what you believe and what you perceive to be true. There's also your partner's perspective, so that's distorted based on their perception and belief about life. And the third point of view is just the natural, neutral facts of what is actually happening. So let's take an example. Someone could be getting phone calls or text messages, and that's the fact of what's happening. The partner A could be insecure, so they're like, oh, who is that? Are you cheating? Or just having doubts like, I'm not good enough, who are they talking to, blah 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 blah. That's their distorted point of view based on their insecurities, right? And the other partner B is saying, oh, well, this is just friends, this is just work, it's not even anything that they're even concerned about. Like, they love their partner, they would never cheat on them, they would never do anything. And we see this dynamic all the time. Like, the other day I was watching this video, and this girl messaged another girl, and she was saying, like, are you so and so's girlfriend? And she was like, oh, Valentine's Day is coming up, so I can't do this right now. Like, I want him the 14th. You could have him the 15th. She automatically jumped to the conclusion that it was somebody cheating with her boyfriend that was texting her. But come to find out, the person who texted her was someone that worked in a salon who was talking about whatever service that he booked for her for Valentine's Day. So, like, if you could have that insecurity, one, then two, be negotiating with the person you feel is cheating on your boyfriend. Like, you don't even value yourself enough to say, if he was cheating on me, why am I just so pressed and only care about Valentine's Day? I don't even value myself to leave if the person is cheating, one, but two, they weren't even cheating. So you're just already that insecure with a random stranger who's contacting you. And the boyfriend was doing that as a surprise. So he probably don't even know that she was reacting to the person like that. And that's just embarrassing. So we see that dynamic all the time where one partner is more insecure than the other. I mean, obviously there are cases where things like that can happen, and they actually do happen to people. But if you have that baggage, you probably shouldn't even be in a relationship, or you won't be for long, because eventually your doubts are not going to be reassured by your partner, because no matter what they do, even like the guy, he was doing something nice for his partner and she's jumping to conclusions. So those are the things that strain, if not kill, relationships. Or you end up manifesting those very same situations because that's all you're projecting. All your attention is focusing on not feeling good enough and seeing everyone else as a threat. So what do you think is bound to happen? If it hasn't happened to you already, something's going to happen to confirm whatever truth that you've accepted, which is that deep down inside you're not valued, and other people are competition for you, and you don't feel like you're deserving of having that peace of mind and that trust. And that's not on your partner to do that, because clearly no matter what they do, people can always have their assumptions, even when it's not even the case, but they're not really looking at the facts. People assume that their point of view is the fact of the situation, but usually it's tied up in emotional reasoning and other reactions that are not even neutral enough to see things for what they really are. Or on the other end of the spectrum, you could see things in a positive light, like, oh, things are always working out for me, like jump to positive conclusions versus negative ones. So this is just something to reflect on in terms of love, because I realized that helped me step back. Yeah, so basically it helped me step back and be the observer of interactions with people and recognize that my insecurities were not properly assessing situations with people. And as soon as I let go of that, I freed myself, and I also freed other people to behave beyond my expectations, because when you limit people to a negative assumption, they can only operate within that belief. Like, they may not consciously know that they're doing it, but if you expect people to behave a certain way, that's all you're going to get from them. So it's not really about changing other people, it's changing who you see yourself as and how you handle things. Like, what's your identity? Do you identify as a person who gets respect, who's loved, who's appreciated, or are you identifying someone who doesn't get shown that they're valued? But nobody can show that for you. You have to, well, I mean, obviously they can do things that make you feel valued, but it's not really them making you feel valued. It's you accepting your value, and as a byproduct, you're getting treated in a way that continues to enhance those feelings that you already have within, if that makes sense. So I think this is where I'm going to end this video for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.